When I say Outfit 7, one of the first things that probably comes to your mind is Talking Tom, Talking Angela, Talking Ben, maybe even some other characters like Talking Larry or Talking Santa. And while these are the characters in games that people appreciate the most from Outfit 7, it seems like they don't really appreciate them themselves. Outfit 7 was founded by Sam O'Logan and his wife Isa Logan. Their first massive success, and massive is quite an understatement here, was undoubtedly Talking Tom. The talking games that followed Tom were all nothing but iconic, being part of millions of kids' childhoods. Despite all of this, it seems like Outfit 7 let go of their past, maybe even going as far as hiding it. This fact might shock you, but the last original talking app we got released all the way back in 2013 with Talking Ginger 2. It has been 12 years since we've gotten a new talking app. We have gotten relaunches of the original Talking Tom, 2 of them to be precise, one in 2016 and one very recently in 2025, but I personally don't consider these new apps. I mean, it's not like they're calling them Talking Tom 2, it's literally just relaunches to keep the character design consistent. In 2016, around the time that Talking Tom and Friends was releasing, they wanted to make sure that Talking Tom looked up to par with all of their other works, and by that time, the 2010 Talking Tom was already really starting to show its age. And now in 2025, we got another relaunch of the app, marking the second major revision, where the art style was updated again to match the new designs of the characters that are featured in the My Talking Tom and Friends 2 app. Not only have we not gotten an actually new talking app since 2013, but between late 2014 and 2016, Outfit 7 went on a deleting spree, removing almost every single one of their talking apps. They removed 11 out of 18 talking apps, and out of the 7 apps that they spared, 4 of them are about either Talking Tom, Ben, or Angela, and the remaining 3 are Pierre the Parrot and Talking Ginger 1 and 2. To break it down further, there are 14 unique characters featured in all of the talking games, and out of those 14 characters, only 5 of them remain today with their own talking games. The 5 are Tom, Ben, Angela, Ginger, and Pierre the Parrot. That means that they got rid of 65% of their cast in the span of just around a year. A few of the apps that they removed I actually played more of as a kid than Talking Tom or Ben. Now I understand that the apps they removed were probably not as popular as the main line of characters, but to be honest, even with the remaining apps, you really can't convince me that Talking Pierre deserves to be there more than Talking Larry or Talking Santa does. It just doesn't really make sense why they ended up keeping Pierre out of all the other characters, but at least they kept Pierre. But I think the biggest question relating to the removal of all of these characters is, why would you remove these characters? I really want to note the fact that most of these removals happened between late 2014 to 2016, with Outfit 7 being sold to a Chinese company called Jink Cultures Entertainment in 2017. These dates might not make much sense together, but the fact is that Outfit 7 was sold for $1 billion, and $1 billion sale just doesn't happen overnight, and usually takes 1 to 2 years of negotiations, approvals, paperwork, and more. This is especially true because Outfit 7 is a Slovenian company and it was being sold to a Chinese company, so there's a lot of international laws to consider. This lines up quite well with the dates that the apps were removed, with the first few apps being removed in October 2014 and the last app, which is Talking Baby Hippo, being removed in January of 2017, which was just a few days prior to Outfit 7 being sold. It was very likely that the company buying Outfit 7 didn't think that a lot of the older cast fit the image of the company, and we've really seen this through the redesigns that happened between 2016 and 2017, where the characters that did survive got remodels and became a lot more modern looking. It seems like the company that bought Outfit 7 didn't really care for its past or legacy, even though they could have generated millions of dollars through just keeping the apps up or even updating them to modernize them as well. An app like Talking Gina the Giraffe had 17 million downloads, and I'm sure it was making Outfit 7 boatloads of money, but they still ended up taking it down either way. After Outfit 7's sale, they started focusing a lot more on spin-off games that featured the main characters, and were basically milking them as much as possible. And with this recent redesign of the main characters, Outfit 7 as a company just feels so much different than it did a few years ago. It seems like their entire goal was to completely alter the brand image and turn Outfit 7 into something that is almost unrecognizable. I got thinking as to why the specific characters they removed were removed, and I think the main reason they did it was because the removed characters couldn't be made into a massive franchise. Characters like Larry the Bird or John the Bacteria don't have enough substance to them in order to be made into something like a TV character, and other characters like Talking Harry the Hedgehog are obviously too similar to Sonic the Hedgehog and could cause problems. The characters they did end up keeping around are perfectly humanoid, easily recognizable, and easily marketable. It's hard to make a character like Talking Santa or Talking Rex the Dinosaur anything more than just a side character. They simply just didn't have main character material, but I don't think that's enough justification to get them completely removed. They simply could have just not included them in the Talking Tom and Friends games or just not made any further games for them. But instead, they chose the route of completely eliminating them and any traces they had within the franchise. For a company that claims to honor their legacy, it seems like they'd rather the world forget that their legacy ever happened because it just isn't monetizable enough. Older characters don't even get a minor reference in newer games or shows. We do have Talking Larry appearing in the Talking Angela app, but that app has been largely unchanged since 2012. And even though he's in it, he's nothing more than a side character that appears for a couple of seconds. And if Talking Angela ever gets a refresh, that will likely be the last we ever see of Talking Larry. Even in the characters that we still have, we are seeing the older and more recognizable designs of them slowly fade away. This recent redesign of Talking Tom really eliminates every aspect of the original. The 2016 redesign kept a lot of his traits intact and just modernized him, while the 2025 redesign pretty much makes him a brand new character. His cheeks aren't as puffy anymore, his pupils aren't even like a cat, they're completely round, and his nose looks like a sticker now. And don't get me started on Ben. They've done these extreme redesigns for every single one of the main cast, as can be seen in the Talking Tom and Friends 2 app. And if these redesigns carry over to the original games, Outfit 7's old legacy will cease to exist as we know it. Pretty much the only thing connecting the current Outfit 7 with the old one are the Talking Ben and Talking Angela apps, since they're pretty much exactly the same as the original versions. We also still have Talking Pierre for some reason. I think it's pretty funny that Pierre is still around even though he doesn't really get mentioned anymore. I like to think that he's some employee at Outfit 7's favorite character and that's why he's still up. But other than that, I have no clue. I think that Outfit 7 could really get a lot of hypes going around their apps once again if they decided to bring back some of the OG characters that were removed. Like if they brought back Talking Santa for the holidays, or they brought back Talking Larry the Bird for absolutely no reason. A lot of people would install those apps to feel the nostalgia once again, and it might even get people excited about Outfit 7 for the first time in a long time as well. Anyways, those are all the reasons I could think of for why Outfit 7 got rid of their old apps, and I really got the idea for this video as I was making my last one, which was rating the top 10 deleted Outfit 7 apps, when I kind of asked myself, wait, why did they actually delete these apps? If you want to go watch that video, it'll appear at the end of this one, so you can just click it and watch it. But before that, I would like to ask y'all once again to follow my Twitch because I plan on streaming on there very soon, and I'd love for all of you guys to join me. No pressure. Anyways, let me know in the comments what topic you'd like me to cover next, and a like and sub would be truly appreciated. See ya!